Hi. Hey. Hello. What's up, guys? It's Skycatlive. It's 12:35 p.m. on a Tuesday. It's 70 degrees in my house, and it's 1:13:26. What's up? It's Skycatlive. As you can see from the clock on my wall, 12:35 Tuesday, 70 degrees, 1:13. It's 1:13 January 13, 2026. Hi guys, I love you. What's up? It's a good day. I am here to play video games, chew bubble gum, and kick ass, and I'm not out of anything, bitch. Yeah, we're just gonna cue videos. I'm gonna drop it off the big face here, and I'm gonna be playing some 76 and some Grand Theft Auto and X4, and I'm queuing videos for the day. CBS News student propaganda for Trump, but it backfired. John of ISIS killing Renee Good and Trump's model of compliance for protesters. 1,000 cancel the U.S. World Cup 2026 trips after ICE kills American woman and MAGA defends it. Watching the World 777 day one in NYC. It's the Mangione trial. Just looking through stuff. Trump in Detroit gives message to Iranian protesters, keep pressure on. Ketanji Brown Jackson grills lawyer on trans athlete case. Clinton's refused to testify in Epstein probe, may face contempt charges. Mass resignations at Justice Department Civil Rights Division amid lack of action in Minneapolis. People mocked mangled truck. Millions starting to realize nothing seems real, and it seems like... Talk to him, bro. America hit with anti-Trump tourism ban. Good liars at the Minnesota ICE facility. When you film in a real hood. The paradox. Surviving atrocities in a mental institution. How do you show country people who reject reality? Surviving atrocities at a mental institution. Ohio Nazi vandal gets grandma's house raided by police after 4chan post. Oh no, look at his Nazi flag, you piece of shit. Oh no. The never-ending collapse of Scott Weiland. The people who were sued for downloading music, whatever happened. The twisted story of David and Celeste. How Vail destroyed skiing. Oh, that should do. Okay, we queued up like 10 videos and probably take me 10 hours. There we go. This one's called Poison Ground, The Tragedy at Love Canal, full documentary from the American Experience on PBS. Here we go. Okay, we're going in. We're going to loot this safe in Grand Theft Auto. I'm going to take this cord off my mouse now. Okay. All right, Poison Ground by the American Experience, PBS.
I want to say something. I'm sure that God is not going to send me to hell because I found it here.
It was hard to believe this could not happen in the United States of America.
Yes, it could. It happens all the time. It happened all over the country.
Evidence of significant health problems.
Rich people fucking poisoned our kids. It happened all over the country, and it's still happening.
In the neighborhood. Birth defects and miscarriages.
Severe migraine headache.
Respiratory disease.
Already 8 cases of cancer on a 15-house street. I thought I just had problems with my one daughter, and we just found out in January our other one has rheumatoid arthritis. We have hearing problems with all the children. The baby, he has a deformed foot. So it's just constantly still running to the hospitals and children's hospitals.
People were talking about how they were ill, but nobody exactly knew why they were so ill or why so many people were so ill.
Now, a quarter of a century after it went in, chemical waste is coming out of the ground. And
people had no idea that they were living on top of 22,000 tons of toxic chemicals.
Health experts found more than 80 dangerous chemicals oozing to the surface.
All of a sudden, on a dime, everything blows up. More people are sick. There's, black sludge coming into their homes.
The family is afraid to even go in the basement because of high readings of an explosive chemical called toluene.
Love Canal was the first chemical disaster to unfold before Americans' eyes.
We are dying, literally dying from benzene. We're getting cancers from all these other compounds. Now you talk about nerve gas, there's just no way.
It's much worse than I even imagined. Certainly much worse than what the government is saying.
Can you tell me when I'm not going to lose any more children because one is already dead? Please tell me those things.
It really hit home for us that at this point we're on our own. We have to make this happen. They're not going to do it for us.
So that spurred me to want to do something.
We've got to do something.
I mean, the fight came to us. We didn't look for it.
Each and every one of you in this group are murderers. You're a bunch of sadistic people.
They looked at us as hysterical housewives, and they figured, oh, well, they'll give up. They'll go back to their knitting and to their babies, and this will blow over. But we were stronger than that.
This incredible group of women become the faces of environmental reform. But there was absolutely no roadmap.
I'm sick of being a guinea pig. I want out. Test me later, but my God, get me out now and my kids.
The fear was that it could happen to all of us, and the thing was, it was happening to other people in places throughout the country.
The Love Canal is merely the tip of a dangerous and terrifying chemical iceberg.
I am not moving until I get an answer why.
I wasn't thinking about building a movement or anything like that. I was thinking about survival. How do we get out of here? We need to do something, and I don't care what it takes.
Major funding for American Experience is provided by...
At Liberty Mutual, we believe progress happens when people feel secure. That's why we exist, to help people embrace today and pursue tomorrow.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Liberty Mutual Insurance is a proud sponsor of American Experience.
As an American-based supplier to the construction industry, Carlisle is committed to developing a diverse workplace that supports our employees' advancement into the next generation of leaders, from the manufacturing floor to the front office. Learn more at carlisle.com.
It was just such a nice neighborhood. To a child, oh my goodness, we had fun there. A lot of times we would just be more near the school and playing baseball or something, but we always ended up where what we called the Black Lagoon.
On the surface, it had like an oily substance to it, like a green and a blue. And if you drop something into it, it would bubble up and sink. So we called it quicksand.
It was like a wonderland. We had these rocks that we called pop rocks. And we used to just slide them across.
Hey, sorry about that.
That's okay. So, this is the thing that worries me. This is the regular happening now. And the time it took to think, oh, I need to ask Skylar this and call him. Shit, Sky. Scary.
Yeah, we're gonna Sorry about that, guys. Got a phone call. This one was easy.
Excellent purchase.
Hey, new weeklies. New weekly will keep me busy. Maybe I should use a score booster. Alright, so in the weekly, complete a gold star daily. Build defense, appliance, or crafting items in a workshop or camp.
I really believed I achieved so much. I had this house and a husband was gainfully employed and this beautiful children. Everything seemed to be fine.
Love Canal was government subsidized. My husband wasn't making very much money, and they made that a very tasty little deal to move into. We paid $135 a month to live in a brand new home, which was really unusual. I wasn't going to question it, and so we felt quite lucky that we fell in at the right time.
I lived in Niagara Falls all my life. And when I married, my husband was from Niagara Falls. We have 2 boys. We saw this beautiful brick house in Love Canal with 1 acre of land all around it. And it sat on a creek, and it was just ideal. And we were thinking, what a place to raise your children.
Little do we
I
know
moved
it was
to
a
the
toxic
development called
cesspool.
Griffin Manor. It was a brand new housing project. It's a beautiful place. Flowers, the grass was green.
America's beautiful.
There was like a little pond that the kids used to play in.
Until it became a toxic waste
had
dump full
trees
of
and all of
pieces
that,
shit
and they
white
would
people
swing on
problems.
the branches and what have you.
And then the rich white
We
people got
had-
a hold of it and shot up the place and sowed the land with poison, killed the kids, and deprived them all of their insurance settlements afterwards. That's all before the rich white people came. Then just rape and pillage and sowing the land with poison. I'm not
small
kidding.
yard in the front and in the back. We would see, I'm going to call it water, but swampland that just looked oily. And at times it smelled like burnt rubber or a strong cleanser. It was just a foul, foul odor, often enough to choke you. But we didn't pay that any attention. It was normal to us to smell these smells.
People always knew when they were getting close to our home because we had this horrendous smell behind our house. Actually, the whole neighborhood.
The mailman even carries a gas mask on his delivery route.
It smells like hell. You get that one house at 510.
Hello? I've still got most of the box you last bought, but I could always use a box. Yeah, I haven't been walking the last couple of weeks, so I haven't been doing a lot of protein drinks and stuff, you know. But yes, I will be going back to it soon. Yeah. Just get the Orgain. That's fine. That's what we've been doing. Whatever's cheapest. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
99th Street. It's one of the worst smells I've ever had around here in a long, long time. It's terrible.
If you were to drive down Buffalo Avenue where all the chemical industries were, you would smell that. My dad worked in the Hooker Chemical. That was the smell we had from our backyard. That's why it was real familiar. It smelled like that.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. I could use a box of green bars of Irish Spring soap because I'm down to my last quarter bar of soap, and I meant to ask when you got toothpaste the other day, but I forgot. I'm so sorry. Bulk Irish Spring. Okay, thank you. Sorry to bug you. Love you. Bye.
Dad.
Today and for the years to come, the world looks for better things for better living through chemistry. The science that has played a major part in the perfection of practically everything we use.
Chemistry will fix
Niagara
everything.
Falls in the 1970s is a place that is synonymous with chemicals.
Chemists make things as far apart as insecticides for the farmer and cosmetics for beautiful women.
Roughly 10 different chemical companies are situated along the banks of the Niagara River. Before you see the mists of Niagara Falls, you smell all of that chemical production. It permeates the car, it's in the air, it's thick.
Substances are shipped out in tank cars and bear names like styrene, vinyl chloride, acrylonitrile.
Chemicals were a part of our life. You know, when we smelled chemicals, you smelled like good economy. You knew that you were going to be able to put food on the table, you're going to be able to pay your mortgage, you're going to be able to buy a new car someday.
Yeah, it's white people poisoning. You mean white people? White people make a lot of money off their Dow Chemical fucking corpo concerns. Is what you actually mean. Oh, it means white people will make a lot of money poisoning their kids and poisoning the well. I'm saying, isn't that kind of what you mean, though? Yeah, white people will make a lot of money off chemicals. Oh my god.
Industry join hands in serving
Not a black person to be found.
There was a spot in Niagara Falls called Chemical Row because there were so many chemical manufacturers.
Oh good,
along
Chemical
there.
Row. Sounds safe.
Places like Carborundum and DuPont and Olin.
I know.
Oh good, DuPont. Like that, you know, that company they made that movie Dark Waters about. Hey, did all the rich white people sow our fucking wells with poison, kill our children, and steal all the money? Oh no. Oh no. Did they make Hollywood movies about it? They did. The rich white American has been fucking his own child to death. Quite literally.
There, Goodyear and Goodrich, I think, was also along there. And then, of course, Hooker Chemical.
Hooker originated in Niagara Falls. They had started out electrochemicals. Everything from caustic soda for chlorine to pesticides, herbicides, especially chlorinated hydrocarbons. Hundreds of chemicals. Just about any type of chemical that you would need. Of course, at the same time, these chemicals create toxic waste.
Hazardous wastes are generated from the production of paints, pesticides.
There's always somebody who's like, I'm not doing this, I'm leaving right now, you guys are crazy for staying around, I'm getting the fuck out of here, and everybody's like, what do you mean, it's just some poison or whatever. And like the smart person, they're like, no, I know that you're crazy for staying around, I'm leaving, etc., etc. I'm that guy. I've always been that guy who's like Neo, like you know, you could take the long, hard, rainy road out of here, or you could take the other pill. And it's like, you know, it's like, no, I think I see it coming. I'm going to get out and I'm going to leave. And I'm that guy who walks away first. I was the first guy to walk out of our clique in high school, and everybody told me it was the right thing to do. At the end, they were like, I can't believe you had the fucking bravery to get out from under Sarah. And I was like, yeah, I just didn't really want to be under Sarah's control anymore. Yeah. And I left like 6 people behind, like Brandy and Stacy and Josh, and like there's so many fucking people in that crew and stuff. And then but I didn't like being under the thumb of Sarah. You know, I really didn't like being under Sarah's thumb. And Sarah was my first kiss. That was a one-legged girl, weighed 400 pounds. Sarah was my first kiss because she pressured me. And that's one of the reasons why I left the crew. I was like, I can see this is coming. I see that there's a problem. I see that something's happening, and I'm going to leave now. There's other... Oh, Blackwater Mine. There's somebody in the Blackwater Mine, yeah. And they're like level 190 Saturday Night Hunter. Oh, you want to go place stuff in my camp. Kill 5 super mutants. That's good to go to the Grafton Dam. Where's the Grafton Dam? I can't remember. It's like... Or Dire Chemical. Dire Chemical, I think, has super mutants, don't they? There's the Crevasse Dam. I don't remember where Grafton is. Let's just try Dire Chemical. I think there's super moons there. I can't remember. Ah, there you are. How many Flint, Michigans did we have? Jesus Christ. 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 60, 7, oh no, 80, 70, 70, FOV is 70, I see 70, 80, 90, let's go out all the way to 120 and see what it's like. Yeah, but you can zoom way the fuck in though, right? Yeah. Almost everyone fighting to escape was a woman, and almost everybody in power was a man. It's such a crazy quote. I'm gonna put it in a song. Odd. What an odd base. Well, oh, he did have something I needed.
Turned in. politicians and health officials have to scramble to handle this, and they send multiple people to Niagara Falls, including 2 EPA officials.
Yeah, I realized that.
So the EPA officials came there that day, and they were going to speak to the residents who were gathering outside. But the crowd started getting a little bit bigger, and it got a little bit hectic out there.
Pass the word around. We're not going to do anything violent. We're just going to keep them in the house. Nothing more than that. Body barricade the doors, okay? And don't let them out. Let them out. Nobody else. Everyone's coming in. Guys, sit.
All the way around the house. Over here. Come on.
Around the house. If I was to let the 2 EPA representatives come out this door, does anybody know what would happen to them?
I talked to Lois Gibbs a number of times. She was saying, listen, there's an angry mob here. We think we should keep them here and protect them. And I said, okay, but let's not make it where it looks like a hostage situation. If you're trying to threaten us in some way, I don't think that's productive.
And we are holding them hostage until the White House responds to the Love Canal situation in relocating these residents who are suffering. Well, John, if I was to send these 2 individuals out in that front porch, those residents would rip them apart, literally, physically.
Homeowners Association President Lois Gibbs spoke with Congressman John LaFalce in Washington to try to get some answers. LaFalce is set to meet with President Carter at this hour at a dinner meeting at the White House. We should have more information tonight after that.
We have gotten more attention in half a day than we have in the 2 years period because we have been fighting to stop the suffering of Love Canal residents. It's really, really sad when you have to go to this extreme to get any kind of attention from the White House. And that's not...
I stood by the back door because I was the big guy, and there were police everywhere. The crowd was building, and they were getting more and more angry, and the police were standing with their billy clubs and their hands on their guns, and it was a real scary situation.
The FBI said, okay, Lois, here's the deal. They knew it was going to blow up any minute. And they said, we're going to come in and get them in 5 minutes.
We have just talked to the White House.
So I went out on the front steps and said, look, guys, we made our point.
I have told the White House, and this is upon your approval, that we will allow the 2 EPA representatives to leave. But if we do not have...
I am hungry now. I'm going to put on something to eat. I'll be right back. Yeah, it's cold. I'm sorry. Well, at least you got outside, huh? Yeah, was it fun out there? You in a better mood? Good kid. Okay. Now.
Identified.
Oh my god, and this wasn't the only place. T51B right leg, walnuts of fan, caramel mutt fruit. Oh, my super stim pipe. Oh, no. I'm gonna put it away. No. I really don't use this peacemaker. It doesn't weigh anything, but the millimeter grenades do. Oh, it's nice for certain situations. It's sort of rare, but it does come up. It does come up. Occasionally I do use it. Oh, wait, 174 out of 363. Not bad, not bad. So... I want to place some notes. So... Gonna stir my dinner. Luncheon. Thump. What the hell is that? Oh, this thing's stuck. Better. There we go. The rich white corpos, they're such wonderful people. They do such wonderful things.
The chin, the smirk, the chainsaw hand. In 1992, Bruce Campbell had everything Hollywood claimed to want in an action hero. 6'1" of wisecracking, demon-slaying charisma, backed by Universal Pictures money and Sam Raimi's vision. Instead of standing next to Schwarzenegger and Stallone on video store walls worldwide, he vanished into straight-to-video obscurity while guys who couldn't throw a punch became megastars. This is the story of how Hollywood looked at the perfect action hero and said no thanks, and what happened next will make you question everything you think you know about who gets to be a legend. The origin, Michigan to madness.
Bruce Campbell will always be a legend to me. Hi, Bruce, I love you, or whatever.
Let's rewind to 1958, Royal Oak, Michigan. Bruce Lorne Campbell entered a world that had no idea what
this is my boomstick
to do with him yet. His father worked in advertising. His mother stayed home raising Bruce and his older brother, middle-class suburban America. Nothing about his childhood screamed future cult icon. He was just another kid going through the motions until high school changed everything. Wiley E. Groves High School, 1973. 14-year-old Bruce Campbell walked into drama class and met a kid named Sam Raimi. That handshake sealed both their fates. Raimi was already obsessed with filmmaking, shooting Super 8 films in his...
So I always wondered where the fist bumps and all the crazy stuff that they did, and you know, that we did in the rave scene about bump, 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 you know, smash, smash, you know, or whatever. Bump, 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 you know, slap, slap, bump, bump, dump, 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 snap, snap, right? The snap at the end. That's a secret code that Black Army privates would use to identify whether or not they were cool when the Army tore itself apart in Vietnam racially. And so that whole bump snap thing that we do in the ghetto, that's a whole like Vietnam soldier thing I didn't know.
Parents' basement with whatever he could scrounge together. Campbell had the look, the height, the natural screen presence that Raimi's amateur projects desperately needed. They started making films immediately. Crude, violent, absurd short films that nobody outside their friend group would ever see. But something was happening in those basement shoots. Campbell was learning how to take a hit, how to fall convincingly, how to sell physical comedy and genuine terror, sometimes in the same shot. While other kids were playing football or chasing dates, Campbell was getting buried in leaves, doused in fake blood, and perfecting the art of looking terrified on command. The gang expanded. Rob Tapper joined as producer. Scott Spiegel came aboard. They called themselves the Metro Film Group, and they were serious about this insanity.
Hells yeah.
After high school, while everyone else headed to traditional colleges, Campbell enrolled at Western Michigan University to study theater. But his real education was still happening in Sam Raimi's orbit. They made a short film called Within the Woods in 1978. 32 minutes of pure horror chaos shot for $1,500. Campbell played the lead, a possessed maniac terrorizing his friends in a cabin. The short was rough, amateur.
This was the original of Army of Dark, or sorry, not Army of Darkness. What is it? Evil Dead. This was the original Evil Dead. Their first vision of Evil Dead.
But it had something stupid.
Evil Dead was an interesting film. It was a fucking terrible film, but it was an interesting film. I liked Evil Dead. It was a weird, interesting set of films. Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. I really like those films, though.
Studios couldn't manufacture raw energy and genuine commitment to the madness. That short film became their calling card. Raimi and Tapper used it to raise money for a real feature. They traveled across the country showing Within the Woods to anyone who'd watch, asking for investments.
That's
Dentists,
what you do.
Doctors, lawyers.
But that's what you do when...
Lawyers. Anyone with disposable income and a taste for horror.
That's what you do when you want to make money in the industry, like for a living. When you want to make a living in the industry, sell sell tapes out the trunk of your car or that kind of thing, and you're trying to make a living.
Horror. They raised $350,000 through sheer determination and that 32-minute proof of concept. Campbell was all in. At 21 years old, he committed to what would become The Evil Dead, knowing it meant months of physical torture in the Tennessee wilderness for almost...
I had a friend like this named Richie. Richie was a badass. He was also an actor, too. And he looked like Leonardo DiCaprio. He had a quite fortunate life.
No money. His friends were starting careers, getting married, building normal lives. Campbell was about to spend 12 weeks getting beaten, buried, and possessed in a freezing cabin. He had no idea this decision would make him a legend, or that Hollywood would spend the next 30 years trying to pretend he didn't exist. The Evil Dead phenomenon. Picture this. Winter, 1979, a remote cabin outside Morristown, Tennessee. Temperatures dropping below freezing. No heat, no running water, no safety regulations. Just a crew of 20-somethings from Michigan trying to make a horror film with pocket change and pure insanity. Bruce Campbell suffered in ways that would violate labor laws today. Sam Raimi needed authentic terror and pain on camera, so he delivered authentic terror and pain. Campbell got thrown into walls, dragged through gravel, buried in mud, and subjected to 12-hour makeup sessions in sub-freezing temperatures. The famous tree attack scene, they shot that over 2 days in the actual Tennessee winter, while Campbell tried not to get hypothermia. The contact lenses they used to create the demonic possession effects were the kind designed for corpses, not approved for living humans. Campbell wore them anyway, enduring hours of pain and temporary blindness because the shot required it. His hands got so covered in fake blood.
Oh, no, you shouldn't do stuff like that. I've seen this zeal before in the underground scene as they try to, like, Kevin Smith their way into Hollywood. And I've seen people do stuff like this.
That the liquid froze to his skin between takes. When
yep, I've seen makeup accidents and all types of
crew
stuff.
members quit, which happened constantly, Campbell stepped up. He operated cameras, did his own stunts, and helped build sets. This wasn't a movie shoot, it was warfare. And Campbell was the frontline soldier taking every hit. The film wrapped in early 1980, and they spent months in post-production, editing in Sam Raimi's father's garage. When it finally premiered in Detroit in October 1981, the local reception was mild. Horror fans liked it, but nothing suggested this movie would change anything. Then Stephen King...
No, it was just, you know, what do they call it? It was just an adequate horror movie.
Saw it. The man who defined modern horror called The Evil Dead the most ferociously original horror film of the year. That endorsement opened doors across Europe. The film screened at Cannes in 1983 and became an overnight sensation overseas. British audiences went insane for it. The video market exploded with demand. But here's where it gets wild. The Evil Dead became a massive cult phenomenon, launching Sam Raimi's...
Yeah, I mean, the story itself was kind of cool. It's like they go to a fucking, I've only seen it, I think, 2 or 3 times, but I did like it. It was like they go to a cabin in the woods. It was the original Cabin in the Woods movie, and they find, like, the Necronomicon in the fucking basement. And as soon as that happens, they're pretty much accosted by all of the Evil Dead in the whole area. And it is a cool concept. It's kind of like a mix of zombies and also, you know, weird, like, magic.
Directing career.
And it was kind of a shotgun, you know, slasher flick.
Into the stratosphere.
Very violent. Wasn't afraid to be.
It made back its budget hundreds of times over. Campbell became the...
That's always so good.
...face of the film with that iconic final shot. Blood-soaked and screaming as dawn breaks. And Hollywood's response... silence. Complete radio silence about...
Yeah, they took chances. I used to make it a point to hang out with theater kids like this and help them when they try to do stuff like this. Because taking chances, you never know what you might make. You might make the new Beatles or the new, You know, or Army of Darkness is an excellent example of this. Like, if they hadn't done stuff like this, you know, if I hadn't, you know, well, not hadn't, but, you know, like, you know, I do my music, you know, and I don't care that anybody likes it or not, because I know that it might be something else later on. I don't know.
Campbell as a potential leading man. Evil Dead 2 arrived in 1987.
Which is
Bigger
just,
budget,
you know, remake.
more ambitious, pure slapstick horror genius. Campbell elevated his performance to levels most actors couldn't touch. Physical comedy that would make Buster Keaton proud, combined with genuine terror. The film crushed at the box.
Yeah, he was a very expressive actor. You could see that he felt that he was on camera, and then he you know, his eyes sometimes were so funny. You just saw, his eyes were always so funny, and this is kind of like
Office and became
this is what it would be like if you're actually facing something trying to kill you.
an even bigger cult classic than the original. Still,
Yeah, 2 was
nothing.
better than
No
1,
major studio came calling with action hero offers. No franchise opportunities. No career trajectory toward leading man status.
This is what happens when you try to break into the fucking Hollywood if you're not an industry plant. They let you work in obscurity all your fucking life. You might even make club bangers, or, you know, or certified fucking cult status hits, you know, like Army of Darkness, and they still won't let you break in. It doesn't matter. It's you have to be something that they can control. If you won't let them control your artistic license, they won't let you play. Upload the water data. Am I full? Yeah, I'm not full, am I? Oh no, I don't know. No, I have some walk button thing going on. What's the button for that? It's... Oh. There we go. No, there was some kind of glitch or something. I need to upload the water and soil data, which is what? Oh, upload the water treatment. Okay, water treatment.
Meanwhile, Sylvester Stallone was getting $20 million per film. Arnold Schwarzenegger was becoming governor-level famous. Jean-Claude Van Damme was headlining movies. And Bruce Campbell.
Even others. There was even others. There was like Bloodsport with, or that was Jean-Claude Van Damme, wasn't it? Yeah, the Bloodsport and stuff, and they totally did venerate like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Probably because he just didn't argue with them when they told him what to do. But I mean, they probably did tell him what to do. You know, and that they definitely told Schwarzenegger what to do. That was why those guys got famous. They were willing. Bruce Willis was willing to do what they told him to do. Like, I wouldn't say that Ash or I'm sorry, not Ash, but Bruce Campbell or any of those guys ever were willing to let anybody tell them what to do. I wouldn't say so. And that's the difference. If you want to be rich and successful and have that house in the fucking hills, you sell out. If you want to create the Shakespearean Hamlet that influences the ages, long after you're dead, you don't sell out. Oh. Magazine. When you're not feral, you can actually hit the vats. Maybe I should, like, how do I produce Psycho? Oh, right, there's that weird thing in the bunker you have to go buy, like the recipe for Psycho. Right, I'm trying to upload, which was north.
Who had proven he could carry a film, take horrific physical punishment, and command the screen with more charisma than all of them combined, couldn't get arrested in Hollywood. The injustice was just beginning. Army of Darkness, the moment that should have changed everything. 1992. Universal Pictures backed Army of Darkness with a real budget. $11 million, massive by Evil Dead standards. This was Campbell's shot. His moment to prove he could lead a legitimate studio action film. And everything about it should have worked. The character of Ash Williams had evolved.
No, they were a little too cheesy for Hollywood. They definitely were. There was things about their sense of humor, and it's that thing. They weren't willing to let that go. They wanted it to be this tongue-in-cheek brevity thing, I'm sure, because they were like, no, some of the subject content is so dark and so depressing. Like, there was like an eye that's born in his chest that eventually becomes his alter ego and fights him. There's like this, you know, he's like there's all these little copies of him that come and attack him all the time. There's like, you know, weird like stuff that goes on that's super dark, and like the kid, you know, the lady is kidnapped, and there's all this dark stuff in the story. So they wanted this brevity of him talking to his fingers and stuff like this, and being like he was the original Jim Carrey, I would say. Like I'm sure he was a huge influence on Jim Carrey because like he was the first guy to really break out of that mold and just totally try and break the dark, macabre content with like hilarious ass slapstick and fucking weird, you know, finger Jim Carrey stuff. And I get it, but it also is so oddball that most people like my mother wouldn't be able to do it. They wouldn't be able to watch it. They were like, this is too schlocky or cheesy. I don't want to do it. And that was the problem. That's the problem. So Hollywood would have wanted to iron that out of them. But I don't think they're wrong about adding levity to a really dark tale. I don't think they're actually that wrong about that. I think the best comedy stuff is when you're watching the darkest movies. You get a gut laugh when, you know, in the middle of a really dark thing, because you're like, oh, the subject content was so dark, but here's something really hilarious, you know? And I don't know if they were that wrong. The problem was they weren't really like gut laughy. They were like punny. They liked puns. They were like that, the kind of people that like puns. They like slapstick and puns. And that's okay, but you know, it wasn't Hollywood standard. It was B-movie standard. But remember, Universal Studios is a AAA studio. One of, if not the biggest, I think. So I don't know why Universal Studios was ever in their plan. And I'm sure Universal Studios tried to change them too, I guarantee it. Universal probably came in, sent their dudes who are like, we'll sue you if you don't do this, or we'll cut your funding, or if you don't do that and stuff. And I guarantee they probably had a big battle with Universal to get Army of Darkness out. There's all these things about like that the studio probably wasn't comfortable with. Like at the beginning of Army of Darkness, he buys a shotgun at the grocery store. And that's such a weird, like right-wing red pill coated thing that I'm sure most producers in Hollywood, like muckety mucks, wouldn't have appreciated. They would have been like, no, you're pushing some weird middle class thing about buying a shotgun from a Walmart and going and doing something with it. And that was the opening of Army of Darkness. It really was. It was like, you know, this is my boomstick. You know, he starts killing people in the grocery store. Zombies, if I recall. And then he goes back in time. And like in that's something at that time, I'm not certain. It was the 80s or 90s when you could have got away with that kind of thing a lot more, like Mario Vassar era, like Terminator 2, and you could get away with that stuff. But the way that they approached it was so egregious that I'm sure Universal battled them. I'm sure they did.
From terrified cabin victim to
I'm sure they wanted to put titties in it and all types of stuff, and they were probably totally curtailed by
eyes cracking, shotgun wielding, chain.
Yeah, there was like almost a right-wing, like tough guy, like, you know, action, Mario Vassar, Terminator 2, Aliens, like Space Marine thing about this, and it was a red pill coated film. I think young men gravitate to this film because there's this idea of, oh, he's got a chainsaw and a shotgun and he's fighting zombies, and that is red pill coated stuff. It was a very red pill coated thing. Universal was probably woke at that time anyways.
Chainsaw-handed badass. Campbell had the physique, having bulked up significantly from the earlier films. He had the chin.
Yeah, once you have enough money, once you make 60 grand or more a year, which you probably did by Evil Dead 2. You can start paying for like a, you know, like you like it's the studio will probably write off the taxes to buy you a personal trainer if you're their elite star. So he started like, you know, going to the gym every day. I had a personal trainer for a while, and while I liked what it was, it also was like I don't like being told what to do. You know?
That legendary jawline that seemed
like there were days when I would go to I had a personal trainer for like 4 years. And there were days when I would show up and I'd be like, all I want to do is the ellipsis machine and listen to my headphones. And they'd be like, no, you have 5 routines of 2 different things. And you have to do reps of this and that. And it's like, I get it. But I also just want to ride the ellipsis machine for like a whole hour.
carved from granite. He had the one-liners, delivering hail to the king baby,
Hail
and
to
Shop
the king
Smart
baby.
Shop S-Smart with perfect timing that made audiences roar. The action sequences
Shop smart. Shop as smart.
were legitimate. Campbell did his own stunts, fought skeleton armies, commanded medieval battles. He brought genuine martial
Yeah,
prowess.
there was good makeup and you know effects in this, and there was really good canonical stuff like Armies of Darkness skeletons, and you know we got a lot of good video game feel out of Army of Darkness. I love Army of Darkness. It's one of my favorite like little guilty pleasures. I love that fucking movie. It wasn't trying to be anything more than it was. And another cool thing about it was it starts in the grocery store and it pretty much goes from there. It is almost a real-time movie, and it was, I think, the first time we had ever seen something like that. It was like kind of a... Well, no, Halloween 2 did the same thing, and I think Halloween 2 came out at the same time, kind of, probably, as this movie. Or a little bit earlier, probably like 5-10 years earlier, but like Halloween 2 had just hit, and they probably liked Halloween 2 like me, but they also observed about how badly it bombed. And so they were trying to do this thing, I guarantee it, like, you know, Halloween 2 shouldn't have bombed, even though it was really terrible horror movie with like no real redeemable qualities except the kills, essentially. But Halloween 2 was cool because it was like, it opens up, you know, the movie was cool. It's like it opens up, and it is my favorite horror movie of all time, Halloween 2, even though it's like the worst one. It's almost the worst one. There's no talking in it. There's only kills. There's like a few lore scenes with Daniel Loomis and stuff about the psychiatrist, but really there's not really even that really. All it really is who's the Halloween lady? Was it Carrie or something like that? I forget the name of the Halloween lady. Jamie, I think it was. Jamie knocks him off the second or third, I think it was the third story of her house, like off the balcony or something. And I remember the sound that they used. It was so fucking terrible. It really did sound like a body falling three stories and hitting the ground, and you could hear the air like get knocked out of the person's lungs. And it was a fall. It was some fall that they recorded probably by mistake or something, and it did sound like somebody falling 2 stories and getting the air knocked out of them, which I'm sure they, as Hollywood producers, they probably had, you know. So, but that sound effect they used as she knocked him off the fucking the third story of the house or whatever it was, second story or something, off the balcony, and you hear this sound, and then she's got some wound. I don't remember. She's like wounded, and I can't remember what happens to her, but she's like really fucked up, and she's going to the hospital after this. She knocks him off the balcony, and she goes to look over the parapet of the balcony or whatever, and he's gone. And that's the end of the Halloween, where it's like, wait, he's up, he's alive? She killed his ass. She stabbed him in the eye or something and knocked him off the fucking balcony. He's dead. But no, he gets up and he's gone. It is like the greatest moment in horror of all time is when she looks over the fucking over the balcony. He's gone, and you're like, what? How is he alive? Did she put a knife through his goddamn brain? And you begin to realize there's some kind of spectral ghost thing going on. And you're like, oh no, it's not just him. He's actually hate personified or whatever. And you're like, oh no, fear is confirmed. And that was the end of Halloween 1. And 2 was truly great because it took this great risk, and I actually really appreciated the risk, kind of like Hardcore Henry. But nobody liked it, but I did. I thought it was actually good. I watched it on USA like 5 or 10 times. They just follow on the story from there in 2. It's not like they go on and it's like a year later and they've gotten some new story and it's like Scream 2 and they've come back, you know, Skeet Ulrich is back or whatever it is. Like, it was like, you know, it was like she's loaded up into the ambulance, and it takes her to the hospital, and Michael's free. Michael just kills somebody, takes a car and drives it to the hospital. He's not done with her, and that's 2. Then I won't ruin it what happens in 2, and it's not a movie worth seeing, because all it is her lying in a bed for the first like 20-30 minutes of it while he systematically kills like 5 or 10 hospital staff, and she's just lying in the bed. That's what the movie is. It's like she's lying in the bed for like 20-30 minutes of the movie or something, and while she's just unconscious because she just had this mortal battle with him, and he's in the hospital then, and he's like killing. It's nighttime, and it's like 3:50 in the morning, and he's like he's doing in the graveyard shift, and the hospital is like in a small town, so there's not many people there. And there's like every 15 or 20 feet there's a person, so he just goes from room to room, killing a nurse, killing a doctor, killing a nurse, killing a security and stuff. And then she wakes up to him like coming in the room to stab her ass, and I don't remember the whole rest of the movie, but she escapes him. And it was interesting. The doctor comes to help her, and there's only like 2 people in the movie. There's like him and the doctor comes to help her, if I recall. But that's the end of. And I don't even want to ruin the end of Halloween, but that was Halloween 2, and I liked it because it wasn't like, they always do lore in horror movies, and time always passes, and then there's some new Crystal Lake killing or something, right? But in 2, it was like, let's continue the first movie and then follow it through. And it was the second half of what happens in 1. It went from, like neighborhood thriller where he's coming for you. When is he going to show up? What's going to happen on Halloween night when he shows up, right? Kind of a slow boil to you're unconscious in the hospital. You just had your mortal battle with him. And I swear to God, it was like Hardcore Henry. It kind of was like the most video game movie that I've ever seen, Halloween 2. And so was Army of Darkness, because it was like this thing about, okay, crisis happens. Now what happens over the next 2 hours? In Army of Darkness, he's accosted by time mages because they're after the Necronomicon, and he's got like a stump for a hand because of Evil Dead 2. He has his hand chopped off like Luke Skywalker. And so he attaches a chainsaw to his hand, and he brings the double barrel, and the time ages pull him back to fucking medieval ages where they're trying to get the Necronomicon to spawn, Satan on Earth and cause the zombie apocalypse and all this. And so he wanders the land in medieval times with a shotgun and a fucking chainsaw, which is the most video game movie I've ever seen, short of Hardcore Henry, which was just some dude escapes from the lab and he's been genetically modified as a super soldier. And, they tell him that his wife has been kidnapped by the game boss. This is every story. It's every video game too. And so he goes into the top of the building where the game boss is, and this is every Turtles game, and this is every arcade game, and it's like this is every Narc and Contra story. It's like you go to the top of the building where Big Boss is, and that was the story of Hardcore Henry, and Hardcore Henry is the greatest video game movie of all time. It outdoes Silent Hill and all these other really true classics and stuff, because Hardcore Henry stays true to it. The whole thing is like 2 hours in Hardcore Henry's life, and that's what Halloween 2 was. It was 2 hours in Jamie's life as she's like unconscious in the hospital as Michael Myers comes to kill her. And Army of Darkness, it was like 2 days in Ash's life. I forget Ash's. What was Ash's last name? I don't remember, but like, Ash was in Army of Darkness for like 2 days. It was like it was like maybe 2 or 3 days. And it plays out over the space of 2 hours. Like the first day he comes in, and he has this terrible castle battle where they warn him like that hell on earth has sprung up in the center of the castle, and if they don't get the Necronomicon, hell is gonna like kill the earth, and his future will be destroyed and all this. And then the second day they come and assault the castle, and there's a huge battle. And then the third day he's separated, like he goes off on horseback to save the girl and get the Necronomicon from the swamp or something, and then he's accosted out there in the middle of nowhere, and then I think it is actually the castle is the last battle. This is the last battle in the castle, which is cool. All of these movies really were like video game, they were like really strong video game you know, what do they call this? Archetype stuff, prototype stuff, archetypes and prototypes for video games and stuff, which is why we love Army of Darkness so much. Without Army of Darkness, we never, ever would have had Skyrim. Never, ever. We never would have had Oblivion or Morrowind or Skyrim. Without Conan, we never, ever would have had modern sci-fi or fantasy. Without Aliens, we wouldn't have had Halo, you know, or any of that stuff. And I just, you know, or Terminator. And so I do like these movies, even though there's a horrific problem with all of these movies. They're horrendously violent. I'm talking tromo violent. Even Terminator 2 was tromo violent, where you know, she's like cutting into his flesh with like fucking surgical tools to pull like 50 bullets out and stuff like this. It had terrible like body flesh dysmorphia stuff going on too, like weird like Cronenberg stuff Cronenberg, whatever his name is, stuff going on from The Fly and all that. Even Terminator 2 had weird tromo stuff going on in it. And all of these movies, I love them, and they're good archetypes and prototypes for video games and stuff. But I would be okay with never seeing any of them ever again, because when you actually watch them, they're like these sexist, violent video game tropes of like all the stuff that they complained about in Gamergate. There's tons of homophobia in it and making fun of effeminate people. There's tons of like, you know, there's tons of like gratuitous violence for no reason. There's this whole I'm a dude, the whole world is against me. The world has crippled me, so now I've declared war against the world, like John Rambo. And they've chopped off my hand like Luke Skywalker, so now I've gone to kill Darth Vader and stuff. And that whole red pill, red dawn, red pill coded thing, I really hated about these films. And I used to tell my friends when I would show them the films, and I showed my friends all of these films when I was like 17 and shit. I was like, or 16 and shit. I was like, have you seen Army of Darkness? Have you seen Terminator 2? And none of them had, because they were Waldorf kids. And I showed them a bunch of crazy sci-fi and horror films like this. Changed their worlds and changed their minds. But also, I swear to God, it red pill coded everybody that I knew.
Mixed with slapstick.
Everybody I know believes that the zombie apocalypse is coming, or that you know, that everybody should have 20 guns, everybody should have med kits and bug out bags. Maybe the women don't do this, but a bunch of my male friends do. And, like, I swear to God, all that stuff comes from this set of movies. But if you really think about it, we're just middle-class dudes, or whatever, lower-class dudes, or even upper-class dudes, it doesn't really matter, who like to play with their dicks and eat chicken and enjoy the fruits of our labor. We're not these Ash, Army of Darkness types. Almost none of us. I had a life like that. I've been a kingpin in the ghetto, and I've had people fire guns at me and shit like this, and I've had a crazy life like that. My friends, they don't, but they're far more red pill, red coded than me, and they act like deep inside they're all Ash, when I know that they're not hard. They're not fucking hard like this. They're not. I'm hard like this. You know, I will Terminator 2 the initial biker bar. Like Schwarzenegger in the opening of Terminator 2, I will enter the biker bar and go toe to toe naked with the whole place. That's not something most of my friends who really venerate these movies actually have in their souls. It's not swagger either. It's PTSD. There's this point where if you fight your father and the cops fight you, and you hunt police and you become a kingpin and you carry weapons and weapons get carried against you, guns have been leveled at your head and people have tried to rob you and stuff, you eventually, kind of like, I would say, I don't know, Bonnie and Clyde or something like that, you turn into something rougher and shittier than anything in these movies. And so I understand having lived a life sort of like Ash, where I did have to go out into the world with nothing but the clothes on my back and completely reset my life and stuff like that down in the ghetto and like in the barrio. I understand people like this, and they were my inspirations and stuff, and I take from them strength, but that's all I take from them anymore. I don't like the way that they're willing to kill. I don't like the way that they're constantly getting hurt. I don't like that they're always in car crashes and doing collateral damage to everybody else around them. The Simpsons used to make fun of them about that, like, shut up, Chief. He gets results. You know, that's that whole thing about this whole male chauvinist thing, is it's like get results at any cost. It's all gas, no brakes, you know, and get results at any cost. Like stop the Army of Darkness by yourself. And it's like, I'm sorry, but a good man has good societal base. You know, he's mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally available to his partner, his children, his community, and the children in his community and stuff. He's, you know, maybe spiritual at least, if not full-blown, whatever, religious or whatever. He's a very strong man with enough money to at least support himself, if not his family. And like, you know, and all this stuff. But instead we red pill code this right-wing gun swinging, chainsaw wielding, like, you know, doom guy soldier guy. And you could say that's masculinity, but if you look at the average middle-class male, this is not masculinity. This is some fucking jack-off male fantasy. We're lucky when we get to act like this once or twice in our lives. Not lucky either. Usually it's like somebody's pressured us or put us in a bad place. We're lucky if we see moments like this once or twice in our lives. The movies sort of posit that his whole life is like this.
Timing.
Now, my whole life was like that until I was 39 years old. Almost every day of it was like that. It was chaos and craziness. Most people's lives are not like that. There was boring parts where I played a lot of video games and sat around the house, but that wasn't my whole life either.
He was doing physical comedy and action
physical comedy and all that.
Hero posturing simultaneously, something almost nobody could pull off.
Yeah, look, without him, we wouldn't have had Gladiator. You can see where they got those crazy Gladiator shots from.
Director Sam Raimi gave...
Whether or not people admitted that they liked Army of Darkness, it was actually incredibly, what's the word? Like, influential on, like, you know, the whole Hollywood scene. It was influential.
Him everything. Sweeping crane shots, heroic framing, the full cinematic treatment usually reserved for established stars. The film looked expensive, felt epic.
Yeah, it did. It had good cinematography
moment.
And stuff for a crappy B movie horror film. It had great cinematography. They used good cameras. You can see it. I like the continuity of the scars. See how they had continuity on scars.
Film looked expensive,
like
felt epic.
No, they didn't. They had a continuity issue there.
And Campbell sold every single
there, but I mean, at least they were worried about scars on his face and stuff like that. One of the things about action movie stars that you would see them get blown up and blown out through a wall or something, and then a fist fight, run downstairs and chain gun some guy, and there's not a scratch on them. He wasn't like that. You see, there was like what looked like real scars all over his face.
This was his audition for action stardom on a major studio platform.
Yeah, we didn't back him. There should have been Army of Darkness 2 and Army of Darkness 3 until it got bad, and then there should have been another really great magnum opus film like 10 years later. But no, it was just Army of Darkness. Fucking society wouldn't accept it, so we didn't get any more cool Ash Cannon. There's been some good video games. You know, there was a good Dreamcast game, and it was a terrible game. But I liked playing it. There was a really good Army of Darkness game on the Dreamcast. Let's go. What's the name of the Army of Darkness game on the Dreamcast, and what was the reception? What's that one called? It was like Ashes something another. Evil Dead: Hail to the King, which was released for the Sega Dreamcast in the year 2000. Now, the graphics were shit, the story was shit, the voice line was shit, but the combat wasn't that bad. I remember the combat being at least acceptable. It wasn't like amazing. It was a B movie, you know, B franchise, like video game horror film, or horror film video game. But, like, you know, but Evil Dead: Hail to the King on the Dreamcast, the 2000 horror game you probably should forget, yeah. But I don't forget it, though. And it was on the PlayStation 2 and the Dreamcast and stuff. Yeah, and it had, like, this whole red pill-coated dude against the whole world thing.
Groovy.
Evil Dead: Hail to...
You know, it wasn't that bad, you know. See, it had, like, the Resident Evil tank controls thing going on. Give me that Ash.
This is the PC version, so probably the best fidelity, but those backgrounds are awful murky for 2001.
But remember, this was, oh yeah, no, this was on the Dreamcast, and it didn't have the best graphics, no.
A shovel, nice nod to the first film. But these are some top-tier skeletons. Not just even how they look, but how they move and frolic about. These might be the best I've covered in any of the games yet. La di da di da. La da 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 da.
It was a hard game. It was a tank controls Resident Evil Code Veronica game, and it was fucking hard. Was it good? No, it wasn't good. But it was like a game. It existed. You know,
Reviews
it was
came in
influential.
mixed.
I bought it, you know, etc. That's how much I like Army of Darkness. I would buy Dreamcast games because they had the Army of Darkness title on them. I liked Army of Darkness. I thought it was a really good story. Like, go back in time, stop the Necronomicon from causing Satan to walk the earth and destroy your modern age. That's a cool video game story, you know, it is.
Critics didn't know what to do with a film.
I love this where he just beats it. Like, there's this hilarious sort of leftist, like, anti-fascism bent in this movie where this dude shows up and he's got a shotgun and a chainsaw, which in the land of peasants in the fucking medieval times is like, you're the king. You're the king. The king himself could send knights at you. And Ash has this attitude. He's like, see this? It's my boomstick, ba-bam, and he fires it off like a fucking, like, it's my magic wand, and he's like, I will kill you. And the king's like, I'll send my troops, and he's like, send your troops, I'll blow their fucking heads off, watch. And he blows the head off some guy, and he's like, send your troops, bitch. And this did make him king. That was the whole hail to the king thing. Is power. It's like he had the power. The king could send all the horses and all the knights in the realm. Ash could just chop them all down with a chainsaw and shoot them with he had ammo when he went back in time because he was working at Walmart, so he brings boxes of shotgun shells with him. You know, which was actually such a funny plot element. It's sort of like Back to the Future, but demented Terminator 2 stuff. Like, it's like, what if Back to the Future was it was a mix of Back to the Future and Terminator. It was quite funny. I like the premise of it. He comes back with a couple of boxes of shotgun shells and he fires it off in the fucking castle. He's like, this is my boomstick. It makes me better than you piece of shit peasants. Couldn't possibly stand to me. Send the king, I'll kill him. And they're like, what? And then he blows the head off some dude. And he's like, send the king, I'll kill him. And they're like, we're bowing down to you, sir. You're a god. You have technology we could have only dreamed of. You have defeated the sword, sir. You know, because he has a ranged weapon. And they're like, they can't shoot bows at him, really, because he can just fire a shotgun at them really fast. You know, he's gonna hurt them before they can really, like, level you know, most times a bow at him. Although that was kind of a continuity issue with it. But I mean, I really think archery was that big back then. You know, archery was a deal, but it wasn't like the way we looked at guns. They looked at swords back then the way we look at guns now. Swords were their main combat. So, like, you know, so he was just not afraid of anybody there. He wasn't afraid of them. He was the most powerful person there because of technology. And there was a bunch of weird underlying things in the storyline that I really did appreciate, which is like, yeah, if you go back to time and you've got a shotgun, you are the king of the world. But, you know, if they don't have a shotgun and you do, you're the king of the world, essentially. They'd have to shoot you with bows and arrows. So what do? You just don't go around situations where somebody could light you up with bows and arrows, and you blow the head off anybody who questions you, right?
The reviews came...
They're going to swarm you, and they're going to try and take the shotgun from you. There was all kinds of continuity stuff about it. But no, there was this comedy thing where he was like, no, my personality will dominate. You know, there was issues that he's suddenly back in, like, olden time England, but he doesn't speak Old English. So there was, like, language barrier continuity things about Back to the Future and all this stuff. But, you know, they suspended all that to tell a good story. It was a good movie.
Mixed. Critics didn't know.
I've never met a person who was... My mother was entertained by this movie because it is kind of funny and bizarre.
What to do with a film that was simultaneously horror, comedy.
Yeah, what do you do with horror and comedy? Because usually you wouldn't really want those two things at the same place. But they do mix well. It does fix the levity. Fixes the levity and brevity. Fixes the evil, macabre sides of the horror story flick franchise. That's a daily challenge. Let's see what else is out there. Are you... Oh, you bombed me out, did you? Damn it. Okay, we'll go back to the bunker, I guess. We'll run a mission. We'll do Harper's Ferry. That's a good daily. I'll pull out my shotgun, I guess. Maybe I'll put a shotgun into my rotation, because... I mean, I have good explosive shotguns, and I do have an explosive spec.
Action, and medieval fantasy. It was too funny for horror fans, too violent for comedy audiences, too weird for mainstream action crowds. But the people who got it completely. Army of Darkness developed an instant cult following.
Yeah, we needed a medieval action film that actually was worth its salt. We still do. We don't really have one. We've got like, well, we do. Lord of the Rings. Look at how well Lord of the Rings did. We've always needed really good medieval fantasy like action stuff. That is something the public will buy willingly.
Following that endures 30 years later. Box office results?
Yeah, you know, I don't think I have Army of Darkness, and I better go grab it before it disappears out of people's memories. You know, this used to be the hot shit. There was a time in my life when this was a brand new movie. I was born before this movie was. And so when this movie came out, it was a hot shit thing. But in like another 20 years, nobody's even going to remember that it exists. You know, they'll remember that this exists because it was a cult classic, but most people won't remember. Yeah, I want the 92 director's cut that's like 66 gigs. Could you give me a better, more shrunken... no, I'll take the Army of Darkness, and I'll watch it too. I'll watch it tonight. That's good. This is good film. It's a bad film, but it's... You know, it's got good stuff. I'm not paying I don't have $100 for Army of Darkness on Blu-ray, so I'm just taking it. I'm sorry. I'm not the, you know, oops. I'm not the most proud of that, but I mean, you know, I don't have $100 for the Army of Darkness Blu-ray. I just don't have that. I never did. So, but I do wish to preserve Army of Darkness. You never know. Maybe in 100 years, this copy of Army of Darkness that I downloaded, maybe that's the only copy that exists after 100 years. You never know. You never know. I do have this attitude because I've seen this stuff disappear off the internet. I have some stuff that has disappeared off the internet. Or I used to, but I mean, I don't have those hard drives. They died. My hard drives died in 21. And that sucked because I lost like 5 terabytes worth of movies and television I've been gathering since 2001. And I lost those hard drives. It was fucking terrible. They aged out. Look at all this beautiful stuff. Fuck yeah. Look at all that beautiful stuff. And trust me, I really feel that like if I don't do this, like I swear to God, this little copy of Army of Darkness in like 50 years, it'll be one of the few copies left known to mankind. This one that I'm downloading right here. Like there will be, how many seaters are there? There's 16 connected peers that are willing to share this, right? 16. So yeah, 16 people in the world will have a copy of Army of Darkness, and I'm going to be one of them. You know, I swear to God I am.
On that note,
I believe in Zombie Apocalypse Library. I call it the ZAL, the Zombie Apocalypse. I believe in the Zombie Apocalypse Library, and if I like something, I preserve it.
I haven't shown too many.
I don't do it well enough, though. Every 10 years, I should cycle all my hard drives, which is something a rich person would do. My friend Daniel did that. But, you know, I've never had that kind of money. But if I did have that kind of money, I would just buy, you know, a new 10 terabyte drive every 5 years and just move all this stuff to the 10 terabyte and back it up. But, I mean, I don't have any money. I can't afford that right now. I live off of $9,000 a year, and I always will, you know. The poverty did really destroy humanity. I don't think it's greed or racism. It's poverty. It's not even the greed, really. The greed didn't destroy us because that drives us to do things. It's the poverty. Poverty destroyed humanity. So yeah, I feel no shame about stealing Army of Darkness because I know that like maybe 16 people in 50 years are going to have a copy of it, and I intend to be one of them, you know? You can see it right there. There's 16 peers on all of the internet willing to share Army of Darkness, and it's like weird. It's like, you know, I'm sure there's some thousands of people who have it right now. And there's people who bought the DVD. But I mean, the DVD player isn't going to be around in 50 years, and neither is the monitor to plug into the DVD player unless you keep that stuff. So, you know, and is your DVD player going to work in 50 years? I don't know. I don't know if the plastic's made that way. So yeah, but I think MP3s and you know MKVs will. So I'm going to preserve these files and move them forward, and maybe in 5 years I'll have enough money to buy like a 10 terabyte drive, and I'll back up all of my zombie apocalypse library stuff, because I don't want to lose this anymore. I lost 20 years of stuff, and that was my zombie apocalypse library. I lost that. I had to rebuild it. You know, the beautiful thing, I will say this though, and this is beautiful, it's quite beautiful. It's gonna bring tears of joy to my fucking eyes when I think about this. I'm so happy about this, guys. This is like one of those things that makes me so happy. You know what I do have still? And I have it backed up in a bunch of different places. My music. I have all of my favorite albums. There's only about 50 of them or so. But I have, well, this is all discography, so I have like 50 discographies and stuff. But all of my music, at least the music that I used to download when I was a kid, all of my music is here. Stuff that you can't get anymore. It's all the stuff that you can't get anymore. And I love my music, and I still have it. It's like 400 gigs worth of music. You know, lots and lots of discographies of the bands that I love the most. I'm really proud of that, because I think those albums are going to fucking disappear, I swear to God. I get very guilty thinking that I didn't download enough artists, but then I remember that I don't have enough money to even buy the hard drives. Or I would do, like, you know, media preservation. Maybe I will take that on as a hobby. I want to do media preservation. I'm looking at weeklies. Collect so complete a mutated public event. Kill a honeybeast. Kill a mutated enemy. Kill an enemy with a shotgun. Oh yeah, I came back because I would like to grab a shotgun. Yeah. I don't like this other gun. I'm going to take a shotgun instead. I'm not going to use this other gun. Yeah, we're gonna switch this around a little bit. I'm gonna put the melee weapon on 2 because I'm used to it being on 2 on this game anyways. No. Yeah. Sear. We're gonna put the quad here. That's my sniper weapon. We're gonna put the branding iron there, and we're gonna take the kabloom for the third thing. The kabloom's the explosive one, right? Yeah. Projectiles explode and armor penetration. 240, that's not bad. Something? Okay. I have 4 fixers. I should sell them. And 5 debilitators. Maybe I could sell fixers for 1,000 caps? I don't know. Maybe. I used to have an explosive. I like this tactical Tesla shot, but it's not a shotgun. Is it? Oh, it is a shotgun. Oh, never mind. That's the shotgun I'm going to use. Never mind. I don't want the explosive. So I need to bring Cell with me. That's too many balls. I've got the biggest balls of them all. 40mm fusion cell, mini nuke, missile, shotgun shells. So then we come to this and we switch out you for this Tesla shotgun. Check the action on it. This is a good shotgun. I like this shotgun. So good. Maybe I should do a science spec, but I don't think so. Get out. And yeah, cool. I have a shotgun now. Let's go use it. I'm trying to do a daily. Shut up, you. Getting ready to give her the finger like real life. I'm practicing headshots for Grand Theft Auto 6. Try to kill dudes as they're driving up on me and stuff like that. Try to get really good at firing this this pistol. Can you reload? I guess you can, huh? Shut up, you. Oh! I shot his goddamn. I shot his shotty. I shot the guy in shotgun. I saw it. Oops, I better heal, or he's gonna stop me, I think. We'll see what the law has to say about this. What? Fuck off. Where are you going? It's a lot more fun to shoot while you're doing this. Yeah, this is a better FOV. I had the FOV too tight. What the fuck was that? I should start buying out the med machine. I think I might actually. Look, the shotgun's good. This? But yeah, the shotgun really hurts robots. That's the main thing that's really good about it. It's good for killing those little like hunter robots that are tiny. I went to the 3rd level. Was that right? I don't think it was. Ooh, I hear something though. Yeah, I hear 2 things. Where are you? Ooh, there's good stuff in here. Where are you? I'm not really close, huh? Oh wait, there it is. No. God. Got it. Oh no, I got it. Oh. Oh yeah, got it, perfect. I didn't beat the part-time, but that's still good. It's still good for like not ever doing it before. Oh damn it, shut up. Ugh. Stop. Fallout, you can just take a nap somewhere. Quite RP. There you are. There you are. This is a good spot. Where am I? I'm in Fort Defiance on the 4th floor. Every day I'm going to come here and there's a magazine and a fucking bobblehead that are really easy to find on the 4th floor. Gotta remember. And change this reminder, right? Fallout 76. It's Fort Defiance. 4th floor. Bobble mag. Right, Fort Defiance, 4th floor, bottle mag. Where is... Oops, yeah, I quit. Where is Fort Defiance? It's like... yes, so this thing is Fort Defiance. It's pretty much the center of the map. No, it really is eastern. Fort Defiance near the Cranberry Bog. It's west of Watoga. Fort Defiance, monorail, elevator. There's still so much stuff I haven't even been. Like right there, nearby, we have Census Violence and Appalachian Antiques. Let's just see how hard this one is.
BK. Until next time.
What's this? Soon I'll begin walking again. I've been off the meds, the pain meds for 2 days, and tomorrow or the day after I'm going to begin walking, but it still hurts so bad.
Good to see you.
Okay, so... I'm gonna take notes of where bobblehead and magazines pop at the same place. Astoundingly Awesome magazine. Astoundingly Awesome Tales. I've not seen it before. The Starlit Sniper. Fucking awesome. I can't remember this lady's name in real life, but there was a really awesome Russian female sniper. I can't think of her name though. Nikita, I think?
Okay, we'll need to pay, but I'll see where you can get some things involved.
All I have to do is defend him. Okay. So I charge up special with my shotgun, and then I expend it with the quad dragon. This one's easy, just follow the senses around for 5 minutes. How's this going? 30 mil, we're doing better. Oh, maybe I do need the stim pike, huh? Maybe I better keep that stim pike. Oh, he's healing. Oh, never mind, he's healing. No. As long as they heal, it's fine. I love being a ghoul. Especially so good. Oh. I love this. This is the best Fallout by far. I broke my gun. Did I get all the stuff back there too? I might need that other perk now. I break this gun too often. Well, I don't know. It lasts about 1 or 2 monuments. That's good enough. I can't lose this acid mission to guess to the drop-off. I lost 90 seconds, but that's alright. Where do I go? There we go. Oh my god. Fucking muggle. Will I get cops in this? Yeah, probably. I probably should do this. Compact grenade launcher, huh? Fuck. Need it straight away. Oh god. Oh. Where am I? Oh god. God damn it. Fucking menu. So annoying. Fuck.
What's up, pal? Okay then. Wow. Weirdo. Fuck, are you serious? Ah! God damn it. Fuck. No. Turn. Oh, you're so annoying. Fucking so annoying. You see me? Maybe. Try the beach again. I've been out of their view for so long. Drop it, damn it. No. Oh, you're so annoying. Fucking so annoying. What? Ugh. Stop. Oh, it didn't kill me. Did they see me? I think they did. Oh, damn it, man. Fucking so annoying. I can't get rid of these cops. No! Ugh. No. Ugh. Get off me. Oh. No! Ah, damn it, wherever I go, they corner me. I've never had a police chase this bad. Oh.
Oh. Fucking so annoying. It took me 15 minutes to lose them. Because the choppers are not really balanced the right way. God damn it. No. The fucking light pole. Come on, man. Come on, man. The light pole! The fucking light pole! Hurry up. I'm gonna time out. Oh, God. It's fucking annoying. Fucking annoying. This cop's here perfectly. So annoying. They just won't stop. They won't stop. They've been following me so long. 15 fucking minutes and another light pole. You can tell the problems. It's helicopters, light poles, and the fact that I've been running for 15 minutes. Come on, man. Fix these piece of shit problems with your fucking piece of shit cocksucker developer ass. Fucking fix it, worthless piece of shit developer. Fix it. You can see the problems. They're very obvious after 10 years. You know what they are. The helicopters cheat. 15-minute fucking chase should just get you out by road. Sooner or later, you should just be out of it. If they haven't seen you in 15 minutes, you should fucking leave. You should be able to leave. You are so annoying. And I haven't even started delivering yet, I don't think either. Which is so dumb. Look how long this chase has gone. I've been out of their sight now for fucking a long time. Like fucking 3.5 minutes. End the fucking chase. Let's go. Backup drop off. I've got 60 seconds. I might as well restart the goddamn mission. Fucking piece of shit cocksucker developer. Fuck you. I'm never doing this mission again. Fuck you, asshole developer, for stealing 30 minutes of my time. For nothing at all. Fuck you, piece of shit cocksucker developer. You won't be in that house in the hills for much longer if you keep treating us like this. Fucking fix it, piece of shit cocksucker developer. Fucking fix your problems. Fix them. Even in GTA, doesn't matter how much the community loves you. You got fucking problems. Fucking problems in your worthless ass design. Fix it. God damn it, man. Steal 25 minutes of my fucking time like time is free. Fuck you, asshole. Fuck you.
Busy.
Try again. Go out, give me a normal, sane mission that doesn't steal 25 minutes from my life and can script me into a 17-minute police thing where I dive off the pier 5 times and drive up and down the beach 7 times and go through the city 5 times, go through the movie set, which is the initial mission in Grand Theft Auto and shit, do all this crazy shit, and you finally drop it. When I reach the fucking Hollywood Hills, it's like, Jesus Christ, my tour of Los Angeles, Jesus fucking Christ. Fix the cops, you stupid piece of shit cocksucker developer. Fix them. My tour of Los Angeles there. For fuck's sake, man. Fix your fucking shit. Fix your shit. Start all over again, fucking stupid piece of shit. Cocksucker, brain dead. Fuck you, developer. Fuck you. I hate the way you pieces of shit treat us. Makes me so fucking sick. You won't be in that house in the hills for long. You keep treating us like this, piece of shit. And I'm not kidding either. We'll come and take your money. Piece of shit. Fix your shit. Fix your shit now. Come on, man. Fix your shit. I tried to use my ADS because the piece of shit developer wouldn't give it to me. You thought I was trying to swerve into that car. Nope. But I was actually trying to ADS swipe so I could get him. And no, you just drove me into the car because you're fucking slow and your ADS is too slow in this game. It is, see it? Way, way too slow. Fucking way too slow. Fix it. Switching weapons. Ugh. Now watch this painless mission. As I do all this, you know, like, why would you act like this? Why would you design like this, piece of shit developer? Why? Stash it where? Stash it where, piece of shit? Where? Jesus Christ. Fuck you, DA, narco, knockos, fucks. Fuck you. Why did you turn in front of me? No warning. Oh my god, no signal. Come on, man.
Stop a lot of nasty stuff from killing you.
I'm going to the right place. Not really. I'm gonna go back and do Dini first. So annoying. Damn it. It's like I'm Renee Nicole Good. I'm just unarmed on this bike, and I'm not unarmed, but they don't know that. I'm unarmed on this bike, and they just open up on me. I've been running for the cops for so long now. At least 2.5 minutes something. What's the timer? Is it 5 minutes? No, that was it. That was it. Shut up, you. Oh. Oh, whatever! I should not have died here. What are you talking about? It's a motorcycle. I landed that just fine. Going too fast, I guess. An hour later, we're finally done with this. I really wanted this to be a 10-minute mission, not an hour, piece of shit developer. Nice, 141,000. $9.3.